this webinar. The project of this webinar is to get together like women to discuss the topics we have in darts, anything you think that could be improved or anything you think is very good solution. Otherwise, to have a very friendly discussion. So there is no bad answers, no bad ideas. So anything you say is to help and improve, women dart players. And we do have a special guest today who is Buddy Bartoletta, and I think this is the moment when I ask him to just say a few words. He is currently the president of WDF, and I hope he enjoys being in a nice company like that.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here, actually. I'm so happy that you invited me. Dietmar told me about this last week or so, and I was very happy to just come on. I just wanted to say, this sounds like a great project to to increase opportunities to play for women around the world.
Recording in progress.
In case anyone didn't know, women is probably our fastest growing segment of the WDF right now. Women and youth, and especially girls in the youth. And it's been a conscious effort of ours for the last few years. In 2020, we started to talk about, we looked at the tournaments and saw the differences in the payouts between men's and women's events, and that's when we put rules in place to standardize the payouts, so that if you paid out this much in men's, you have to pay out this much in women's. We were actually a little over aggressive at first, hoping that it would spur more women participation, and it didn't get to the levels that we wanted to. So we had to back it off a little bit, but it's still a lot further than we were before we started this initiative in 2020. And last year in 2024, we had almost 5,700 entries for women in WDF tournaments, which was up 32% from 2022, and it was up 19.6% from 2023. And in that same period, from between 2023 and 2024, men's entries went up 17.9%, whereas the women's went up 19%, and the overall was 18% that we increased in the 1 year. So, we definitely see the growth, and we're trying to feed into the growth. I'm sure you're all, familiar with, that our World Championships, we increased the youth. We doubled the amount of youth players. So for the girls, 2 years ago, it was only two girls. Now it's 4. And we increased the money. And we actually introduced the Girls World Championship. Before that, it was just the Youth World Championship. And in the women's, we're still the first prize at Lakeside is still the highest prize in women's darts anywhere. The 25,000 pound first prize for women's is actually the same amount that the PDC pays out for the entire women's world match play. So, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud to have Beaugreaves still playing in the WDF system when she could have gone to the PDC last year, and winning that prize. So, we love to encourage all participation, whether it's under our umbrella or not. We firmly believe in letting everyone play. We're the only organization that really doesn't, outside of the 128 people that have tour cards, anybody can pretty much play in WDF events. And like I said, this is our fastest growing segment, and we like to think we've helped it to grow. And whatever we can do to help it grow more, we would love to hear about it.
Great to hear that. Thank you so much. The idea here is to have these talks and have the project, and then at the end to have, to summarize everything what we learn from the players and from all the activities, and to learn from those summaries and to improve what we can. So hopefully this is going to be even better. Thank you, buddy, and thanks for your support. And now I just would like to have a very quick introduction of all of the participants, just for everyone's sake. We have from Austria, we have Agnes here. She is, just correct me, she is a psychology coach, and she's trying to help women dart or female dart players. And maybe you can just say a quick hi.
Hi, yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have Nora here. She is playing darts since 1997. She has several titles like world champion, European champion, national champion, lots of countless number of titles. She has 3 kids, and yeah, she is one of our greatest players. Say hi to everyone. Hi. We also have Tamara here. She is again, she is somebody who has lots of numberless of titles like European Championship, National Championship. She's playing since 2017, and she had lots of titles in youth as well. So just please say hi to everyone.
Guys.
We also have Ingeborg here. She is a coach. She's from Iceland. She is a coach. She is also a team manager. She is, if I'm not mistaken, she is a player as well. And she is also dealing with the Para Darts Federation. If you want to correct me, just please do so.
Oh, it's perfect. Hi.
Hello. We have Nadía as well, next to Ingeborg. She is a player, and she is playing since 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And she's just transferred from youth player to player recently.
Hi, yeah, from 2023.
Great to have you here. We have Andreea from Romania. She is playing since 2015, and she has lots of national championship titles, open tournaments. She has participated a lot of them. She will be representing more like the players from Romania. If you want to say hi to everyone.
Yeah, hi.
We also have Daniela from Romania. She is like, let's say she is like everything. She is the team manager. She is general secretary. I believe she is also playing a little, and she has she has participated lots of tournaments like the Romanian Darts Festival, European Championship, World Championship. So I think you also have lots of experiences to share.
Yes, thank you very much. I have been playing darts since 2008. So I have a lot of experience in darts.
Great. We look forward to hear you. Seçil, she is playing since 2005, so for a long time, we can say. And she also has lots of experience and titles, so we will be interesting to hear what you have to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Good to have you here. And also from Turkey, we have Şennur, if I'm not mistaken. She is acting as player and also team manager, and she knows a lot about difficulties, and I believe she has some solutions as well ready to share with us.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Great to have you. All right. I just wanted to explain the situation of women dart in countries more like because we are representing countries here. The biggest, let's say, difference between men darts and women darts is the number of players. I think that is the biggest difference when you take a first look, and that causes a lot of other issues. So we will just touch those one by one. And the idea here is for me to raise some questions, to have some thought starters, and I have decided the questions into topics. So first, I'm gonna have questions for players mainly, but of course, if anyone has any idea to anything to share, then just raise your hand, and then I will give you the word. So let me first raise the first question, and I hope your players will have something to just share. So I'd like to ask you to think back on the time when you started to play darts. So when you first started to play, and just could you share what your challenges were you faced as a woman darts player? And I'm going to translate it into Hungarian now. Gondoljatok vissza arra, hogy elkezdtetek játszani, és hogy milyen nehézségeket tapasztaltatok akkoriban, amikor elkezdtetek. So if there is anyone who wants to just share a story about their experiences, I would be happy to hear.
Yeah. Okay, so when I started in 2012, the sentence "you lost to a woman" was very loud. And we, of course, worked with that, and we, what we did is that we took the top players and talked to the top players so they could be a role model. If you hear that sentence, please kill it. But that was definitely a sentence that was heard a lot. So that was one difficulty.
And you're saying it is changing these days?
Oh, here in Iceland, yes, it has changed. Because if we hear it, us women, we don't say that anymore. So
great to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else would like to share from the early ages? No, maybe then we go to the next one. Is there anything you noticed was improved during your career? And in Hungarian, van valami, ami a karriered során úgy érzed, hogy javult az évek során? Yes, Daniela?
I believe that in the last 10 years, things changed to the better, especially when the young stars, female stars, appeared on the darting scene. Women are start to be perceived differently. Sure, we cannot compete with men constantly, but there were occasions when women were better than men, and that attitude towards women changed because of that, because people realized all of a sudden that women are not as bad as they thought they are. And women, if they practice and if they put a lot of work into it, they can compete with men and have some victories too.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're more likely referred to the big ladies, like, I mean, the very famous lady players, right?
Yes,
like
that's when things started to change. And that automatically transferred into the national championship when women got the courage to be more aggressive, to face men without being ashamed that they're not playing so well, so they're trying to improve themselves. Basically, I think that was the trigger moment when women darts changed. Because before it was just like Ingeborg said, it was a shame for a man to lose from a woman. And that discourages you because it puts you down when you achieve something that you're proud of.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I believe we can say that it is the case. It is changing. It is the attitude now. And I do hope it will continue in the future as well. That will be great to see. The next question is, if there is something you think would be helpful for a woman or for a woman who just starts to play darts. So if you have any advice to a player who just starting her career, if there is one sentence, advice, anything you want to or you would like to say. Nadía?
So I would just say, like, keep your head up and like practice, practice, practice. And just to remember that anyone can win anyone. Yeah.
That is very strong. Thank you so much. And I truly agree with you. I mean, if you practice enough and if you just start to win, then more wins will come. You just don't stop and then you will be much better.
Exactly. And, like, maybe the other player is just having a bad day and you just win them. But
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Andreea, yes.
I would also say that you need to have the courage to participate in as many tournaments as you can, even though you are playing well. So just don't wait for the moment that you are playing with I have no idea 60 average to start participating. Your level will improve so much just by participating constantly.
So more confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seçil, yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. And to enhance that, I will say winning is not the only thing. Having fun is also important. There are lots of men losing, so women can lose. I mean, winning is not the primary, it shouldn't be the primary target or objective. Having fun and working to be better and better. So, I mean, women, more women enter the tournaments, it will be more fun, I guess. So I'll just want to add that.
Thank you so much. I truly agree with you. I mean, it is like that. Andreea, yes.
I wanted to say that good advice that I wish I knew back then would be to take your win as a win. Like, don't be sad if you won but you played very bad, because still a win is a win, and it was a psychological moment that you moved on from. So yeah.
Yeah, winning is winning, whatever happens. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that too. Anyone else who wants to share any idea on that? Yes.
I think darts is a different sport. You can join in any time of your life, whatever age you are or wherever you are. You can join digitally nowadays, and also going to some community areas. So go and join to your community. The area that you join. I participate 12 years ago, and there were some limitations for women that they were giving us handicaps. They call it like that, and they are saying you can start from 401 instead of 501, or you can get these next to the scoreboard that you played and you won these, and you go on from that point. But we regret these. We said, no, we don't need them. We are powerful as you are. We can win or we can lose, but we have fun in the way that here, and also we will progress in this way. So in Istanbul, for example, we said no to this, and we started at 501 as the same with the men, and progressing well, I think.
Yeah, and it helped a lot not to have the advantage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move to the next question. Could you maybe share an example when you remember you overcome a difficulty you have faced? So there was an obstacle, and then you remember you could turn it upside, and then you could make your winning, or you could just get over it quickly. If you remember something like that from your career. Yes.
I'm gonna secret. The secret is the power pose. When you do like, if you feel bad and nothing is going your way, you throw your 3 darts, go back, and you stand like this while the other one is throwing. It gives your body power.
And that is what we call mental coaching, and that is part of it. And you are so right that if you're just not playing very well at that very moment, you still can do something to improve and to overcome it, and then to stabilize your play, and then get better and better step by step. I totally agree. Anything else?
I like the advice. Thank you for that, and I will use it for sure. My secret is that forget about the ones you lost. I mean, just look forward. I mean, keep your head up. Try to enjoy it. I mean, if there is a chance that you missed 3 darts, then there is a chance to hit 3 more, and look forward. That's the key, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Daniela, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think that the biggest obstacle that we all have is mental. We succeed to block ourselves, and it's very hard to educate yourself to go further, because throw 3 bad darts, most of women players are so focused about 3 darts that they cannot focus further for the better ones. So I think that's the worst obstacle in a woman's playing career.
I agree. Yes, Nadía.
So, like how Daniela was talking, when you think about the men are more like, if I tell Ingeborg, like, oh no, you're such a bad player, like, I'm distracting him. But with us, I think it's more like we just like self-destruct. Like, we are destroying our confidence without, it's just like not our dart. And yeah.
Yeah, and you believe it's different for the men, right? When if it's men,
we think differently. Like, we're thinking like, oh no, I'm just bad at this. Like, why did I do that? Why didn't I hit this? It's more like we destroy ourselves, but I think with men they more destroy the other person. Like, oh no, you didn't hit that. And I think,
maybe we should build defense like women.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can add something there as a psychologist, since it's a question, have actually been very interesting studies that if you, for example, do a power pose before a job interview, so they did an experiment there, and there was a control group who didn't do the power pose, and then there was a control group who did the power pose before going into a job interview, and the people who did the power pose before going were more likely to succeed in the interview. So it does show in the studies. So I think it's very, very interesting to read up on that. And I just wanted to add that.
That's a very, very good addition. I mean, it's always good to hear what we can do to improve, and also good to hear what works for others, so we can learn from those.
And in
And
addition,
anything else, just
what I think is so interesting is that I can talk about a few studies that just come to mind now. There are also studies that show that if you are confronted with stereotypes, the stereotype alone will affect your performance. So, for example, they did tests where certain cultures and cultural backgrounds are just associated because of stereotypes with good performances. You say, okay, people, for example, from again, I don't want to put out the stereotypes. It's just some studies have shown that people often think that people from Asia are good at maths, or for example, that boys are better at maths than girls. And if you are confronted with these stereotypes before the test, it actually affects your performance. So I get this, as the colleagues from Iceland said, if you feel, okay, I'm a girl and I'm a worse player than a guy just because I'm a girl, it can affect your performance. And it's very interesting. It shows in milliseconds. It shows in reaction times. It doesn't only show in performances and final scores, but it shows in reaction times. And I think you're the experts here when it comes to playing. So I don't want to step on your expertise, but I do believe that reaction times and minute movements in the dark can have that impact. So this is just something I can contribute from the scientific side here.
many thanks for sharing that. It is very good to hear. Thank you. I have one more question, which is a little bit interesting, and I think we have already touched some part of it. The question is, have you ever experienced any advantage being a woman dart player? And I believe we've heard something like we don't start from 501, but we start from 401. And I did also something like that in my career, but I think Andreea has something to say.
Yes, actually, at an international tournament in Lithuania, I think the warm-up tournament, if you had a woman in your team, it was a double. So if you had a woman in your team, you would get a 50 points advantage on her first throw if she was throwing first. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any? I mean, what were your feelings? I mean, did you enjoy that? Did you like it?
I was very happy because my first throw was 180, so I threw 230. So it was very interesting.
Wow, I've never heard something like that before.
It was just the coincidence of that, but it is not nice, you know. I didn't feel good. I felt like frustrated. But this happens every time because the thing with you starts from 401 and I start from 501 is still present. Not so much, but it's still.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that is a good thing or a bad thing though, because sometimes if you get an advantage, that already tells you that you are worse than the other.
Yeah, it's like
weaker than the other.
telling you from the very beginning you're not good enough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Ingeborg, you wanted to say something because I think Andreea has proven. Yeah.
We just agree with this. It's not an advantage. It's putting you down. So please, if any country is doing that, stop it.
In a tournament which held for 3 years, that women to women they are racing, competing, and I offered 50 points for the newbies, just the newbies. There's so much level differences between the players, and the ones in our country, mostly women, afraid of counting the numbers. So when you play 501, it's very difficult for them to enter or compete with the others, and this can be a positive thing regarding to the gender differences. Instead of this, the women sometimes just for making positive changes, we offer it. I said let's offer it, and if they say yes to it, they can get it. But if they do not want to, it's for everyone. But the ones who has a level away from their beginning times, they cannot get it. So maybe this one is more normal for
Yeah, more
just
democratic.
starting,
Yeah.
for just starting, for feeling the fun of it. And they can compete that, oh, maybe I can win against her, or something else can be taught by them. But not always, never ever.
Thank you, Berk. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good idea for newbies, for new players, but it was I've been to, I think it was Latvia also, where I went to a tournament and I got 50 points and I was like, why? So for newbies, that's good if it's not gender split. So yeah.
I agree. Yeah. The next part of the questions will be more for supporters or team managers, less for the players. But if you have something to share, I mean, players, you are welcome to say. So the next question is, what differences have you experienced when working with men and women players? Is there any difference when you have a men team or a women team? Daniela?
It's a big difference. Especially in competitions where the team are in, like the World Cup, Euro Cup, there's a very big difference because men have the easiness of playing without having too much to think about, while women are very analytical, and what they do most of the time, they put themselves down. Especially when you are in a group with one or two teams, even before the game starts, they start thinking about how good the others are. Oh, and maybe we are not good enough. Plus, there's also a very, very emotional part in a women's team. While men are more relaxed, they just go, they play, and that's it. Women, as I said, before the game, sometimes they need a little encouragement. They need a pep talk. They need someone to reassure them that they are good enough to do that and they can do it if they focus, if they work as a team. From my experience, the hardest part was to have women working as a team. They are individuals, absolutely, and are reluctant to give away that individuality and work as a team. It's a strange question, because it's a strange situation, because women generally are trying to stick together, but when they play darts, they have this inside this feeling that they are everybody wants to win, and everybody is angry when someone else loses. Well, that's it. Someone loses, someone wins. Sometimes a winner is someone that you never expected to be, because she was strong enough to go over that particular game, and others who are favorites to win, they cannot make themselves win that game. So it's a very delicate balance being a women's team manager. As I said, with men, it's very simple. They listen to the team manager, they do whatever they can. With women, it doesn't work exactly like that. It's a little more difficult. And you have to take into consideration everybody's nature, everybody's temper, everybody's doubts, everybody's strength. So it's delicate, it's difficult.
I totally agree with you, and I have to say that there are other questions as well when you're working with men teams or men players and women players, I think one of them is that for the long term, you might not be able to count on women because they might have some other tasks to do. And even if they are good players, their life can change. And while a man has it only affects him for a very short amount of time. And for women, it is much different. So for teenager, this could be something which is a factor to consider.
This is part of the fact that we do not have so many women players, because there are a lot of them who start to play darts, some of them extremely talented, some of them who can make a name in darts, but once they start having a family, it is very difficult for them to manage playing career and the family responsibilities that women have, even though we should share them, but it doesn't happen. There are very seldom cases when a woman who wants to pursue a career in darts finds support in the family that allows her to go further.
Yes,
When you have
don't forget your thoughts, because this is actually a topic which I want in the second session, which is up now. Before we start the second session, I'm asking Buddy whether you want to keep listening to us or whether you just say goodbye. You know, we don't really have questions for you, so if you want to leave, I'm okay with that.
Well, thank you. I actually do have to leave. I'm actually still at work. Still new here.
Yeah, and the time.
Yeah. But I really thank you for inviting me, and it's been very interesting. I'll be coming back to watch in the future. And any questions you have for me, please feel free. You know where to find me, Eniko.
Yes, I do. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, I can direct them. So,
absolutely. Well, thank
you for being here. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And so let's start with the second session, because this session I thought is more like a question for everyone. So these are questions for all of you. So anyone free to just signal, and I give you the word. The first question is really resonating with the last answer, and the question is like, was there a case when you had to choose between your family and your career? Please share your story. If there was a case and you had to make a decision whether to play darts or whether to have your duties in your family. And I believe you don't want to share, but because I just want to say that she has a story, but she is not ready to share. But if anyone else wants to share that, I would be happy to hear. Yes.
Oh, yes. I mean, same old story. I gave birth and I left my team, and I couldn't come back. I still play, but just for fun. I left playing. We have 501 and a cricket in Turkey. We have 2 leagues. 501 is kind of competitive, and the other one is like just for fun and socialization. I prefer the second one because still I can have only one night per week. So it is impossible to compete in that situation. So you choose your family and your job.
And this leads us to the next question very quickly, because the next question is, have you ever felt like you have less time to practice just because you are a female player as opposed to a man player?
I can
believe this is a big question.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's for sure. Actually, my husband
the same experience because Romanian is arts and dance. Therefore, it's so easy. Every time somebody asks, do you have a hobby? And I say arts. They say, oh, dance. No. It's arts. They like, oh, that one. Or you have to hit bullseye all the time. And that's about the knowledge of art in many areas. We are an emerging nation. Arts, the popularity is growing, but it's not exponential. So it's interesting the interesting because that's what we and everybody is a little bit uncertain about how to treat you when they hear you are playing darts, especially as a woman, especially in a pub. And some people are taking it the good way, some people are taking it the bad way. But
Yes. Thank you for the question. It was really good. Thanks.
The answers. I just wanted to know how it's in different countries, so thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Andreea, you wanted to say something, right?
I wanted to say and darts. I wanted to say the exact same thing.
Okay, Şennur.
The second year, I think, or that I started, and there was a league player. We matched the same game, and before starting that, if you win sports, I said, let's take a look at our and I beat him. I won the game, but it was a regular game for me. I started and played, but when he said this to me, when I win it, and I was very proud of myself that because I beat the mentality that is taught to me, and I told this to my friends, men or women. They said, not everyone is the same, but some of them takes it as an ego, and if you beat them, it's a very bad thing for them because women beat them. So we have to make so many things in the sport, maybe in the world, the same thing we have. But in general, I was in this at the beginning. I was thinking that there's so much voice over my head because I'm hearing everything. So I started to think that this is my challenge. I have to get rid of this, so I have to focus on that and to play in everything. So another, but I do not know if it's the gender or not. If they to men also, I don't know. But I think we are hearing so many voices than the men because we're not focusing on everything or the darts game, just the darts game. Also at the mental times, also a little bit losing the concentration. I think everything depends on what you concentrate. So thanks for a good question.
Thank you for your answer, and yeah, Agnes again. Questions left for you. So I don't know, a couple of like maximum 10 minutes till the end. Thanks for all your participation. So the next one is there any differences dart organizations or people who organize tournaments make about women tournaments as opposed to men or mixed tournaments? Do you feel any difference when there is a tournament for women or whether for men or mixed? Yes?
That federation started Romanian Federation started to organize the part of the women's was not exactly treated the same way as the men's tournament, but we kind of stick together, and finally, a couple of 2 years ago, we have the same treatment when they organize the tournaments. Of course, the price is different, but that's something that goes everywhere. But in the rest, we have the same, absolutely the same organization and men. So we overcome that.
Here in Iceland, we don't have the difference in prize money anymore. Like it changed it about maybe 6-7 years ago. So the women get the same as the men today. What we wanted to say was the life fees. Like the men are always live, and the women less live.
Yeah. So like maybe the guys are playing like all of the time live, and the girls get the family life. But yeah,
We think it will help if women see more women live to get more women to play.
That's a very good feedback. Thank you so much. And I agree with that. I mean, if there is more focus on women players, there will be more women players. So it's like controversial.
Yeah.
And it's something we could do. We could do ourselves, just have web cameras and a computer and just start live streaming.
Yeah, we can organize it ourselves as well. Yeah, it's up to us women to work for ourselves. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyone else who wants to add to this topic? Okay, then let's move to the next one. What improvements would you make to increase the number of women players? What do you think could help? Like anything like change the start times, or have higher prize money, or more tournaments maybe? Yes, Andrea?
Maybe I would make the tournaments like a regional tournament, not having all the women go every month or consistently to another city that is very far, so losing at least 2 days so they can be close to home, and maybe make a system like to play in regions and then meet the first, how many every country decides, or the federations meet at the final tournament where you can decide national team and national champion, or whatever each federation has.
I see, yes. Yes? Who was first? I don't know.
May I?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
I also play tennis, and inspiring from tennis, actually doubles are real fun. Mixed doubles are also real fun, and I advise the tournament organizers to make more mixed doubles and double tournaments. I mean, we think that we have to separate men and women, or the other option is to put them into the same bucket. But I mean, there is another option: play together. I mean, and though it's individual sports, it can be a team sport as well. So I mean, we can add more doubles, more mixed doubles together, and I'm sure this will increase the number of women. Then those women who plays doubles may just prefer to play as an individual as well. So it may be an encouraging organization. So this is my advice.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Yes, Nadía was first, yes.
just like to like increase like competition for women, like maybe like we could help like a big competition just for the women, and men can just have another day or something like that. So
Not like a side event, but more like focus on women
yeah,
tournament.
no,
Yes.
like I was playing in Latvia. It was very fun, but like the girls were just put in a like a small room somewhere on the other side, and the men had like this big room and a live stream and everything. But I would like to increase the women in the sport, to like have like just a big competition just for the women. So yeah.
And I think, Nora, you had a comment to this one as well. I remember what you said, so I can tell. You said that the more women would play, the better women players' level of play would be. Which means if we would have more tournaments, more games, more real plays, like not just practicing, but tournaments, then the level of women's play would grow significantly, because that is what happens with men, because when they start to play, they play in a much bigger pool. They have more players to play against, they have more matches to play, and that's why they improve more. And that's what you just said, that it would help us as well, women players, to improve. I think Ingeborg, you wanted to say something. Yes.
Yeah, we have a big tournament in Iceland that is every other month, I think, where everybody can play according to their average. And last year, 2 years ago, there was a separate woman that you can play, a women's tournament, and then men's or mixed, you could choose. Last year, the women's separate one was taken out because of us. We all decided to play in the men's, so everybody mixed together. This year, it started again, having the women separate, and I could feel a difference. I missed playing only the girls, the women together last year. So I think, of course, we can play the men, but we also need to nurture ourselves and play against each other to be more ready to play in the big games against other women. It's different mental playing against a woman than a man.
Thank you. I'm just making notes, but anyway, I will just summarize everything, what I hear, ideas and things. But thank you, that was a good one. Daniela, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, basically, I agree with everybody, what they said. We should have this kind of tournament that will attract people. But it's a vicious circle. You cannot have tournaments if you don't have the funds for the tournament. And having funds, meaning that you have a certain level of play, that you attract sponsors who can help you put it together. Sure, you can have friendly games, and that's something that everybody can organize. But if you want to have an organized tournament, that costs money. And if you don't have the money, everything else is just wishful thinking. Of course, we want to play doubles. Of course, we want to play mixed doubles. Of course, we want to play a lot of games. However, if we go to a tournament, let's say a national championship, we always have a warm-up the day before, right? Not everybody needs to travel a day in advance. And traveling for 2 days, it's all costs that it is involved. And sometimes you can afford it, sometimes you cannot afford it. But as Andreea put it out earlier, tournaments, right now we have this regional ranking system, which is a far solution than what we had before. Because before we had to make the tour to tournaments. As Neil Duff said during his interview in Bucharest, to make the tour for 1 year is about 30 to 35,000 euros, which automatically